Hello, traders. This is the Professor1970. I thought I would finally do a video on the Ichumuko cloud. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding this, and we'll try to explain it in the simplest terms. Just to start with a definition, what is it? I call it the cloud. I don't like to say the word Ichumuko, say it 10 times real fast. It's not fun. Anyway, what the cloud is a collection of technical indicators that show support and resistance levels, as well as momentum and trend direction. It does this by taking a whole bunch of multiple averages and plotting them on the chart. And it also uses figures to compute a cloud that attempts to, big word here, forecast where the price may find support or resistance in the future. Well, great. What does that mean? Well, here you have an example of a cloud with a whole bunch of other lines. That could be very confusing. How the hell do I read that? I don't. I get rid of all of these lines. And let me show you how I do that. Okay, here we have a chart of SPY. This is currently live, actually. I'll go to the daily here. You have a 200-day moving average. We tried to challenge that today, kind of pulled off. But what I do is I like to add the cloud, and the way I do that, this is TC2000. I go into add plot, I go into indicators, I type in cloud, I scroll down here, and boom, here you have it with all those lines. Whoa, oh my God, it's going to give me a headache to look. What am I looking at right here? How in the hell am I supposed to figure all these lines out? Way too confusing. So let's get rid of some of these lines. So I go into edit chart properties. I simply click here on the cloud, and I get rid of all these lines until I just have the cloud. I like my cloud green, so I'm going to change that. And there we have it. So what does this mean? Okay, in its simplest form, you see right here is the current trade. Here's the cloud in the future. A stock trading below the cloud is in a downtrend, which we obviously are right now. When we're trading above the cloud, we are in an uptrend. Yes, does a stock reverse after it's gone through a cloud? Of course it does. Here's an example. Back in October, we actually went through the cloud here around this level. It kind of, on this particular day, the 18th of October, it hit the top of the cloud, which is normally a resistance point. You got to see if it's going to break through, which it did. And once it did, the thing just took off. You kind of ride the 80 EMA line to a point where it starts challenging the 80 EMA, and that's a good time to probably take profit. And over time, it starts to test the top of the cloud. Everything always, any stock always tests the top of the cloud at some point in time. Here you have a test of it, which actually acts as support. Bounced right off, went right back up. Tried to test it here again, went back up. And here we have a breakthrough. Once a stock is in the cloud, it's in chop territory. It's in no trade zone. You don't know if it's going to go back up or if it's going to go back down. So you just stay out. You wait. You can set a alert line by clicking here, by simply setting, let me go here, by setting a alert like this right here, and another one here. And then we just right click on it, set alert, boom, done. So although right now, since the stock is down here, once it trades above here, I would get an alert. I don't want to do that right now because I like to trade on a short time basis. So I go to a 5-minute chart. Let me show you today. Today, right here, we open up, we actually gapped up to right around here, and we traded. This is a 5-minute cloud right here. It's pretty narrow. The narrower a cloud is, the more likely it's to trade through. The thicker the cloud, the more resistance the bottom of the cloud or the top of the cloud will provide. So here we have the SPY on a 5-minute basis. You can see it traded right to the bottom of this cloud, 440.80, and just kind of hovered. Kind of formed a what I thought was going to kind of be a bull flag. It traded down to the 8 EMA. I actually took this trade when it jumped right back up here above VWAP at 439.80. I had a sell order here at the top of the cloud at 441.39. So I made a few ticks on that. You can see that the top of the cloud right here is acting as resistance. The cloud actually was pointing downwards, which says that the trend is going to sell off. That doesn't always necessarily happen. This is just a way to help project a target point. This is where I get my target points from. It helps me say, okay, if it gets to this point, I'm selling, I'm taking my scalp. So for example, let's assume that SPY had traded through this 441.39. You would have waited for a confirmation candle for the stock to trade above this cloud, and then you would have switched over to a 15-minute chart to see where we would be. We would have probably been around here, but since we're currently in a downtrend on the D1, this would have been your support level. So now, since this is a good example, since now that the SPY is trading down, I'm going to a 15-minute chart to see where my support level is. And right now that support level is, to me, is about 437.30, which it actually came really close to it and it's kind of bouncing. Now, will that hold? I don't know. I would want to see this candle actually, go higher than this, go more than halfway on this red candle, probably trade about VWAP before I would take a trade. Or if I'm looking for a scalp, I could have taken this trade and then play a quick one pointer, because you never know when this thing may actually turn down back into the cloud. And then the next level of support would be this 431.96. And then you could go into your 1 hour, and then you can see if it does go, if the 15-minute cloud does turn up, then you can say, okay, what's my next support level? Or what's my next resistance level? Well, you go back up into the 5-minute, and you have 438.91, or you can go on the longer time frame and you can see 449. So you just go through the different time frames and see which cloud is the closest in your time frame. So right now we're on a 1-minute chart. Let's see here. The bottom of the cloud is 436.40 on this one. So that would be my point of support, 436.40, or I go into a 5-minute, no, 15-minute. Okay, it's gone through that. So my best bet right now is 1 minute. So I would kind of look at this level right here as a turning point. If it breaks through that, then I would actually probably short the stock, and I would look at a level of the SPY returning to somewhere here to fill this gap, 434.57. If it gets there, I may look to see a target of 432.05. Now, keep in mind that you use this in conjunction with well, I use it in conjunction with one up, for example, which is right here. Right now, we just had a negative turn on one up right here, and a red arrow. So, I like the short right here. In fact, I'm going to take it. So just give me 1 second here. And let's see here. Oh, there we go. So I'm short at 4373.25. So I am going to look at a other chart that I have here, which I'll bring up. This is my ES account on Ameritrade. I want to look at what the cloud looks like over here. So I'm going to go into 5 minutes, and I am going to look for my target level on ES, which is going to be right around this level here at 43.54. Well, I don't want to hold it that long, so I'm going to look for a scalp to this level at 43.70. So I'm going to put in an order to close it at 43.70. 43.70. Okay, boom. And now I wait. So, so this is basically the cloud. You can see that when the cloud is above it, like right here, that again means that the stock is in an uptrend. When it's below it, it's technically in a downtrend. Does it, and you go through your different time frames, once you're in a, when you see a compression, like from right here to right here, you may want to go in a different time frame and see what's happening. Maybe you go into a 30-minute time frame and kind of see what's happening on the cloud and so forth. So right now I want to stay on top of this trade. So I'm going to go back here and see what's happening. I'll go into a 1 minute chart to see the same. Nope, sorry. Right here. Okay, and the 1 minute's turning back up a little bit. And so this, as long as this red candle holds, then it'd be a bear flag. So I go back, and 1 minute is too choppy, so I don't really use it. I just stick with the 5 minutes. And I'll go back into my other chart, which is, move that over, move this here. We're still in a kind of nice little downturn. I'll go back to my 5 minute here. And my level that I'm looking to trade at is probably somewhere around here. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute while I wait for this trade to work out, and I'll pick it back up. So I'm back. It's a couple minutes later. I had a thought, and that was, okay, that's great, Professor, but when do you take a loss if the trade goes against you? Great question. We don't talk about it enough. So in this case, I look at and see where my clout levels are. And this level, I'm looking at the longest cloud line, which is going to be, that's right above my current mark, which right now is this level right here. So if SPY were to trade up to 438.23, that's where I would probably look to take a loss on my trade. I can also go into a 1 minute chart and say, okay, I can use this level up here, 440. Well, that's a 3-point SPY. That would be pretty tough on future. So I don't want to go up that high. I really want this stock to break through right here. Right now, this level here is acting as support on my future. But again, this is a 1 minute, so I'm not too concerned about it. So I go back to my 5 minute, and as long as this level here holds, I'm going to stay in a trade. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, it's about 2 minutes later, 10:39. I just got filled on my profit. I ended up selling it right here at let's see here. Hold on, I have to look. I got filled at 4,370. So I made 3 handles. About $175 on one contract, just to kind of show you, how it works. And again, I kind of base it off this break below the, the break below the cloud here on the 15 minutes where I kind of took the trade, plus the fact that one op was turning negative is a big key of it. Now, if this was going up and this was happening, I would not have taken the trade. So you got to use other tools that are available to you, whether it's a 3A cross or, I like using the one up right here. You got to use stuff in conjunction with it. Where this is going to go from here, I don't know. I can use a target here for 431.97, or I can say, okay, this may rebound back in this level. It breaks here. It may rebound back up to this level. It's just, you don't know. You got to wait to play the breaks. So anyway, I hope that was informative. I hope I didn't stutter too badly. This is all new to me. Anyway, I hope you get something out of it. If you have any questions. Oh, by the way, my settings for the cloud are just the standard settings. Again, I get rid of all the leading lines. I use the top of the cloud here as, if we're coming from above, I use the bottom of the cloud as resistance. If it breaks through it, then I may look to take a scalp to the top of the cloud, or I may do nothing. I call it no man's territory. It just depends. If I see it trending up like this and it's close to the cloud, I may take a trade here, look to sell it here as a scalp or here, which we did in this case. Again, if it breaks through this cloud level, then I go to a higher time frame and you look for your next target and so on. So again, use the different time frames to see where the cloud is, and hopefully this helps and makes sense. If you have any questions, I need to clarify anything, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.